Hi, I'm Miss Jones on Demand, and I'm back with another video. This one's going to be all about books and the books that I recommend for this month, as it is Women's History Month. So if you are interested in hearing what books I recommend, and these are just a few of my recommendations, then stay tuned.
It's so deep. It's so deep. It's so deep. It's so deep.
So this month is March 2021. We've made it to March, 3 months into this new year. It's been very interesting, but also I'm just glad and very blessed that I'm here living and breathing, and my family's good and everyone is good. And I'm also just so happy to be a woman and to be celebrating this month with my fellow women. So in classrooms all around and in homes and families all around. Hopefully, you are talking about the history, the beautiful and challenging and incredible journey that women have made from all over the world. And these books will just help you to have some of those discussions with your loved ones. So, my first set, it's actually it's three books all in one set. It's the She Persisted series. So if you've seen these are great. They're short blurbs or short passages about each woman, and it kind of goes over, their history, how they began, what they did to change the world, all the things that makes them amazing. So there's the She Persisted one, and this one is 13 American Women Who Changed the World. But then she's got, and these are written by Chelsea Clinton and illustrated by Alexandra Boiger. I may be pronouncing the last name incorrectly. I'm sorry if I am. Then we have She Persisted Around the World. So this is from women all around the world. And then we also have She Persisted in Sports, American Olympians Who Changed the Game. So those three, I'll have links to these down below in my description. But these three are they're great because if you have young children, they're not too long. The stories are short and sweet, but they really capture a snapshot of these women and their lives. So we've got those three. One that I really like is Strong is the New Pretty. I really like this one. The pictures are amazing, and it's just helping to change the way we view and perceive women. And I like that there are different girls of different ages and their quotes, and it's just a really beautiful book. There's different nationalities and ethnicities here. We've got, it's just like, I can go on and on about it, but I really like examples like this. She's wearing a jersey and she's looking in a microscope. So it's really challenging the theme of you're only a sports, you only do sports and that's your thing. It's like, no, you can do sports, you can be a scientist, you can do whatever you want. And I personally have a connection with this because when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, I was in band. And I remember going into high school, I was in a marching band in high school, but there was I wanted to try out for cheerleading, and there was this whole oh no, you're in band, you can't be a cheerleader. Now, did I do it anyway? I did. I was a cheerleader and I was in band, marching band. So that was just a great experience. But anything that encourages women to not be placed in a box and to push the limits, I'm all for it. So this is a great one for children and for women all around to get that one. So I'll link this one below as well. And then I really liked this one. So this one is Rad American Women A through Z. And the thing that's special about this is, yes, they have, they choose a woman for each letter of the alphabet. You know, it's an ABC book. But I liked what they did for the letter X. So I'm actually going to just kind of read a little bit from the letter X. So it says, X is for the women whose names we don't know. It's for the women we haven't learned about yet, and the women whose stories we will never read. X is for the women whose voices weren't heard, for the women who aren't in the history books or the halls of fame, or on postage stamps and coins, for the women who didn't get credit for their ideas and inventions, who couldn't own property or sign their own names, the women who weren't taught to read or write but managed to communicate anyway, who weren't allowed to work but still supported their families, or who worked all day but weren't paid as much as the men. X is for the radical histories that didn't get recorded. X is for our mothers, our matriarchs, our ancestors, the nurses and neighbors and aunties and teachers, the women who made huge changes, and the women who made dinner. X is for the hands that built and shared and wrote and fought, the bodies that birthed and worked and strained to keep going, the feet that walked, ran, jumped, and balanced, the minds that dreamed and desired, the hearts that loved. X is for all that's happening now and all that is to come. X is for the women in homes and offices and fields and labs and classrooms who invent and transform and build and create. X is for all we don't know about the past, but X is also for the future. X marks the spot where we stand today. What will you do to make the world rad? So I just told you I was only going to read part of that, but you know, I had to keep going because I love this page. So I will link this one below as well. And I hope you all are having a wonderful, safe, and appreciative and thankful and, you know, amazing March. And I will be back for more with more videos and more book recommendations. And if you have any books that you recommend to me, please let me know. I'm so happy to look into any books that you share because I love to read and I love to have books to read to my students and my niece and nephews. So yes, have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
It's so deep.